What happened, y'all? It's your man Earl, episode 333 on the docket. It is November 29th, Wednesday, better known in corporate America as Hump Day. Let's get right to it. Listen, we are in a book I read almost 30 years ago, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. Notes from a Street Smart Executive by Mark H. McCormick. It is a number one national bestseller. And this is a phenomenal book. I recommend this to anybody who is serious about becoming an entrepreneur. I don't care what you're doing, cutting grass, cosmetology, basket weaving, if you're an artist, if you are into music, it doesn't make a difference what you're in. All right, if you're into poetry, if you're like me, I have a traditional brick and mortar, whatever you are into. If you want to, hey, listen, if you want to be a basketball coach or a baseball coach or a track and field, listen, whatever industry that you're in, I recommend that you get this book because it's a book on business and what they don't teach you. All right. Every industry has business principles that carry over, and selling is one of them. So, guess what? 30 straight days of selling in November, and then we'll move on to, Lord willing, the end of the year, December, right around the corner. Once again, we thank you for your support. Shout out from the Christian bookstore Fig Tree. All right. We are on page 108, episode 333, November 29th, this Wednesday. Silence. Shut your mouth. Silence. Listen to this. The meeting had gone well, exceedingly well. We were in London, and one of our executives had just made an excellent presentation to some British businessmen. I was quite sure these gentlemen were quite impressed. A kind of dramatic silence occurred as they looked at each other to see who was going to respond first. But just as one of them was about to speak, the executive began summarizing the positive aspects of the concepts he had just presented. This happened a few times. Finally, I actually laughed and said to him, "Ah, the joys of silence. Let someone else speak." All right. Silence has so many different selling applications. All right. If you don't know how to shut your mouth, you got to learn how to stop talking and start listening. We talked about this earlier in the month. One of the strongest, one of the best traits of a professional salesperson is what? Become an active listener, and you can't listen while you're talking. All right? Silence is what keeps you from saying more than you need to. Okay? Knowing when to remain silent can strongly influence the impression you make on others. All right, I'm going to say it again. Knowing when to remain silent can strongly influence the impression you make on others. Okay? And here is the battle axe. Furthermore, it is impossible to get a commitment, a verbal commitment out of someone else if you can't stop talking and they cannot get a word in edgewise. I'm going to say it again. Furthermore, about silence, it is impossible to get a verbal commitment out of a potential customer, out of a potential client, out of a potential business to business transaction if you, being that person, continue to talk and they, being a potential buyer, customer, or client, can't get a word in. Learn how to shut your mouth. Make the other guy talk. That's a principle. All right? Get information by not asking for it. If you ask a question on a particular subject and the answer is unsatisfactory, the best response is none at all. All right? Silence is a void. People feel an overwhelming need to fill it. I'm going to say it again. Silence is a void. Don't be the person who feels an overwhelming need to fill it. Learn how to bite your tongue. A learned trait, a learned skill, and it is almost never instinctive or used to the maximum ability, is when you bite your tongue. Your ability to bite your tongue has two important selling applications. First, it allows you to collect your thoughts. Okay? Second, it lessens your chance of saying a lot more than you need to, mean to, or want to. All right? Silence. Ready for this? State the positives. Omit the extraneous adjectives, negatives, etc., etc., etc. Learn how to keep your mouth shut. Okay? State the positives and omit irrelevant, semi-relevant negatives. Do not be repetitive. Be ethical. Be moral. Be virtuous. Have a level of integrity. And be aware of the joys of silence. Learn how to shut your mouth. Ready? And let's close it out. Once you've sold, shut up. I'm on the top of page 112. Once again, once you have sold, shut up. Meaning, once your client or customer has bought, learn how to shut up. Just be quiet. I want to keep going, but I'm going to take my own advice. Just shut up. Once you sold, shut up. And here's a strategic tool that I need to put in writing in 2024. Confirm the deal later in writing. Right? The more complex the deal is, the more negotiation has taken place over a longer period of time. Confirm the details in writing. All right? Don't get them involved, or don't get the details in conversation. Don't try to talk through the details. Once you agree to a term, agree to a price, agree to the service, agree to the item, get the deal in writing. I am not very good at that. I need to increase my detail by confirming deals in writing. All right? Confirm your deal in writing. Once again, I'm going to close out with this, episode 333. Shut up. Silence is what? Has so many advantages. Knowing when to remain silent can strongly influence the impression you make on others as well as the business deal itself. Okay? Silence. God bless you. God keep you. Episode 333, November 29th. God bless you. Peace.